In this video, I'm going to tell you how can you manage your money and how can you increase your income.
Finance is a common stressor that affects a lot of areas in our life, especially in an uncertain situation such as COVID, where there are redundancies and temporary unemployment. This could cause a big disruption in our finances.
The goal of managing our personal finance is to have an emergency fund, get rid of our debt, and track our expenses.
The first thing we should do is to have a system or a way to manage our expenses and incomes. There are different methods which you can use to track your finances. For example, you can use an Excel sheet, a mobile application, or Google spreadsheet. We have recently changed our money tracking system, and I thought it would be a very good idea to share it with you. With this new system, we are aiming to track every dollar we earn and to increase our saving. Along with our expenses, we should also track all our income sources. On Google Spreadsheet, you will find a lot of good budget templates which you can use. I have used this template and adapt it to our needs. In this template, you can put your starting balance in this cell. This template has some formulas in it, so it will do most of the maths for you. Along with tracking our expenses, we should also scan our spending habit. We need to question our expenses. If you are uncertain about buying a product, take a picture of it and keep it. If you still want the product, you can always go back to the picture and decide. My next point is to make everyone accountable and keep the system working. With our new money management system, Ruben and I are equally responsible to keep it working. On Saturdays, we do our weekly housekeeping and we sit together and update the budget. We normally do it after we have our breakfast so that it becomes a habit for us. We have some very famous budgeting rules such as the 50-20-30 and the 60-40. These rules tell us that we should spend 50% of our money on needs, 20% we should save, and spend 30% of it on wants. These rules are guidance, but if you are a beginner in managing your expenses or you don't have enough income stream, you don't need to follow the exact percentage rule. The takeaway is that we should not spend all of our income and we should always save a portion of it. Basic and essential needs are those that we have to spend money on no matter what, such as rent, groceries, and utilities. Other than our survival need, we need to pay for our taxes and for transport. These are our essential expenses. Now, we may need a major car repair or a house repair, which are also essential. If we can forecast these expenses, we can start saving for it as soon as possible. For example, if we want to buy a coffee machine or a voice controller speaker, we need to decide whether it is a need or a want. If it is a need, we should get it. For example, this laptop, I purchased it when I was studying and I use it for my side hustle. Therefore, it is a tool for my business and it is a need for me. If I want to buy a particular product, I will think of all the possible ways I can use it. If it is really worth buying, I will compare the prices across several reliable websites or stores and see where I can get the best deal of the same product. I prefer to buy quality over quantity, which means it could be more expensive, but I will be able to use that particular product for a longer period of time. The thing with income is that we have limited income sources and a lot of expenses which make it difficult to save. There are several ways we can approach that situation. First is to increase our income streams, and second is to decrease our expenses. I like to do both. I adopt different habits to reduce my expenses. For example, whenever I am on a go and I want a coffee, I will make my own coffee and carry it with me. I always carry some snacks with me so that I don't have to buy whenever I feel like eating something. Another way is to grow your own produce. We have different types of income which are categorized into 7 streams. The first income is earned income. It is the income we get when we trade our time for money, and it is the work we normally do for a paycheck. The second one is profit income, which is the money we get when we buy and sell things. The next one is interest income. It is the interest we get when we lend money, for example, to bank. We have royalty income. It is the money we get when others use your idea or product. For example, a writer earns money whenever a copy of his book is sold. The next one is dividend income. It is the income we get when we own stocks. The sixth one is rental income, which we get when we rent properties. The last one is capital gains, which is when our assets value increases.
Most people have one or three income sources. If you want to increase your income, think about adding some of these income streams. Now, about our savings. As I mentioned earlier, we need to have an emergency fund.
An emergency fund is 3 to 6 months worth of money which we will need for our basic and essential needs. These are the things that we cannot cut down and we absolutely have to pay, such as rent and bills. If my total essential needs is $2,000 per month, then I need at least $6,000 as emergency fund. The emergency fund account should always be loaded.
To reach that amount, you can start saving from now by putting a chunk of money to a different account every month.
I find it easier to save money when we have a different saving accounts. If you have different projects such as building a house or purchasing a car, you can start putting money in those accounts at the very beginning.
The last thing in our list is to get rid of debt. It could be either a bank loan or a credit card debt. I have never been fond of credit card because it is not my money and I have to pay it back. I hope you find this video useful and let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you next time in my next video.